Hello friends, how are you? And welcome to my channel, Step Into Your Healing.
I was so sick. I had chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and couldn't work. Hurt, ached all over, had swollen glands, and just, it was a miserable existence. A low-grade fever all the time, always felt like I had the flu. I had a journey to go on, and it was going to be about a 3-month journey. But there came a day, there was a morning where I woke up 3 months after I'd done this, and I went, wow, somebody gave me a body in the middle of the night. I felt fabulous.
My name is Dawn, and if you're new here, I recently changed my channel name to this channel because I like to talk about all things about healing and transformation. And if you guys have been following me for a while, I have all these types of videos on this, but today is going to be a different video. It's going to be new. I'm really excited to share this video with you. It is an interview that I did about 6 months ago with the Juice Lady Cherie on how it was that she healed from fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome. It's an amazing, miraculous story, and she is definitely an inspiration to hundreds of thousands, even millions maybe across the world, because her first book, Juicing for Life, is what I got in 1998 that absolutely changed my life. And she has been really the pioneer of juicing, along with the juice men in the 1990s, really making it so mainstream as it is today and so popular. So I interviewed her about 6 months ago and haven't been able to release it because we had some technical difficulties, so I apologize for that, but it's now here so you guys can hear her miraculous story. We have a 3-part series we are doing with these videos that we recorded about her story. Of the first part would be her testimony. The second part will be how she became the Juice Lady, just really talking about her life and her success and all her, she's authored over, like I said, 35 books. So been doing this for a long time. She has a master's in nutrition. Her healing led her to that. And she also has an amazing, guys, supernatural healing story. And we talk about in the 3rd part of the series of these videos about how really she overcame anxiety, severe anxiety in her life. So I hope that you guys are subscribed to this channel. If not, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of these videos, because they're just going to be so inspiring to you, so motivating maybe too, to really take a look at healing from a different perspective. And anyway, let's get to the interview, part 1 with the Juice Lady. So today we're doing a special video. We're interviewing Cherie Calbom. She is known as the Juice Lady, and she has an amazing story of both a natural healing and a supernatural healing. And I was introduced to Cherie about 22 years ago, and I got her book, Juicing for Life, which is now a different book. Which book is it now?
Juice Lady's Guide to Juicing for Health.
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
We updated it a couple of times.
And I have that one also. It's amazing. And this book changed my life, guys, because for the first time ever, I personally was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue in 1994. I started exhibiting symptoms about a year prior after a auto wreck outside my athletic club, gained a ton of weight, was told there was no cure, and I had to deal with it. Went to some support groups. I went to a doctor who was a specialist, and I'll go more into my story later, but in another video. But I was told there was no cure, and that I would have to manage it with drugs, and that of course wasn't working for me. Thank goodness. I didn't want to personally be on drugs for the rest of my life. And I would just take something when I needed it for sleep and for pain. And then in 1998, I almost lost my life twice to prescription meds and valley fever, which is something that they get over here in Arizona quite often. And and when I received her book, it was during that, right after that had happened. And my life changed. It really changed. And I thought, wow, there's something I can do. I can use food as medicine. And before that, I only had little supplements I was using. So I started to juice. I started going to Jamba Juice or any juice place that really wasn't even organic. And I felt a difference even with that. And I wished for a juice machine, and I got one that Christmas, and I have been juicing ever since, following her recipes. And so I wanted to bring her on my channel, guys, for you guys to really get some hope here that fibromyalgia can be treated naturally,
yes.
successfully, and
Yes.
on top of it, it can be put in remission.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm here
Yeah.
to say it did for me. So years ago, I was not diagnosed because they weren't diagnosing then. It's just that I look back now and all the symptoms that they have for diagnosis, and I had that as far as I can tell. But I was so sick. I had chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and couldn't work. Finally had to quit my job and move back home with my dad and stepmother because all I wanted to do was sleep, and I felt like I had the flu all the time, and I ached all over, my body hurt. I kept saying I felt like somebody put me in the wash machine and just knocked me around because I just hurt, ached all over, had swollen glands, and just it was a miserable existence. A low-grade fever all the time, always felt like I had the flu, like it would never go away, and that's enough to just drive you crazy right there. Just always feel like you have the flu. It was an awful way to exist. No doctor knew what to do. They still don't know what to do about it.
And they said
can't
you
cure
were,
it.
you
It's in
may
my
have, yeah.
head. Said it was all in my head. That I was probably depressed. I kept saying, no, I'm not depressed. I had a fun job. I was working for Pat Boone at the time, and there were a lot of very interesting people that I met, and I was not depressed, except for being that sick, single and that sick, and that was depressing in itself, but I knew there had to be a better way. So when I quit my job and moved back home, I thought, I'm going to find a way out of this. Something got me here. Something's going to get me out. There's a way out of this. I know there is. And I prayed, went to a few health food stores because I couldn't afford to go to any more doctors and pay all that money to have them say, we don't know it's in your head. There's something wrong with you.
Or here's
We
a
don't-
drug.
Yeah, or you might try this drug. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. So I'm going to go to health food stores and see if anybody has any ideas there. And they did have some things to say to me, like what was I eating, and my diet was all wrong. I loved junk food, fast food. I was a sugaraholic, and I did not like vegetables. What a setup for illness. What a setup. Along with emotional things from the past. I lost my mother when I was 6 years old, and a lot of things happened. But so I believe there's an emotional component as well. That at the time I did not address, though. I just addressed the physical. I heard about juice fasting. I bought my first juicer and went on a 5-day vegetable juice fast. On the 5th day, my body expelled a tumor this size, about the size of a golf ball, with blue blood vessels attached to it. They looked like somebody had cut them off. And I thought, it was like, jeepers creepers, what is that? I'm young and single. I just want to get rid of this thing, so I didn't have it tested, but I'm certain that it was a solid tumor. It displayed angiogenesis, so I now know what those blue blood vessels were at the time. It was just flabbergasted by the whole thing, but now we know, since I've gone back to school and got my master's in whole foods nutrition and taken pre-med, and my master's thesis was in nutrition and cancer, I now know what those were. It's called angiogenesis, and the body grows blood vessels to the tumor, and as some people say, that's a gravy train, it feeds the tumor and allows it to grow. I'm certain that I was following in my mother's footsteps, who died of cancer when I was 6. And I am certain that had I not done what I did, I would in no way be here today, in no way help other people find their way out. So back to the tumor and back to what happened. I thought, okay, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to feel like $1,000,000. I got rid of this thing, because isn't that Western medicine? You get rid of it, you kill it, you cut it, you poison it, whatever you do, you get rid of it. And then you're like cured. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be cured. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and feel fabulous. Oh no, I did not feel fabulous. I had a journey to go on, and it was going to be about a 3-month journey of ups and downs. I was detoxing, I was healing, and let me tell you, that journey is not boom, just tomorrow you're free, you're well. For most people, it is not. I've worked with a lot of people. It's ups and downs, it's 2 steps forward and maybe a step back.
Yes.
constantly.
Yes.
You've experienced that too. And days when my dad would say to me, I think you're killing yourself on this juice program. I said, well, I was dying anyway. I felt like I was dying. So if I'm going to die, I'm going to die on carrot juice or whatever I'm drinking, But through it all, and I didn't just juice. I kept juicing, but I added in other foods. I added in vegetables and a lot of salads, steamed vegetable soups, stews, anything. I didn't do meat all that summer, but a vegan diet. I did some brown rice and lots of juice, and then occasional juice fast. But there came a day, there was a morning where I woke up 3 months after I'd done this, and I went, wow, somebody gave me a new body in the middle of the night. I felt fabulous. I felt like jogging. I had not even been able to walk around the block prior to that because we were in Colorado, the elevation was high, I'd come from California, low sea level, and I thought, I'm not going to make it, I can't even go for a walk. And now I wanted to go jogging. And so what happened? Did I just suddenly heal? No. I had been progressively healing and healing and healing and healing, but it was just that morning, the realization was there. It was like a burst of life. I had color in my face. So I considered that, though, even though I've been healing and health burst in on me that one morning, I'd been healing all along, as I was saying. But I did call that the best cure on earth. I said, wow, cure was not the right word. Because Cure said to me, okay, you've done that, been there, done that. Now you can go back to your old lifestyle, right? You're well, you're healed. So I went back to Southern California, to my friends, to my way of life, and I started slowly going back, incorporating some of my old ways of eating, and my symptoms started coming back. And once you've tasted good health, I always say this, nothing on earth tastes as good health. And you don't ever want to lose it. And I realized that's when the light bulbs went on. I couldn't do this anymore. I could not eat the way I used to eat, live the way I used to live. I had to be committed to a good health diet. So that's when I realized I had to say goodbye to some old foods. I called them friends, old friends. And it kind of died slowly. I kept trying, can I have a little of this, a little of that, and see how I do? And I try a little bit of this, that, and, a little dessert, a little of whatever. And I would feel crummy. And so that's when I knew, no, this has got to be a way of life. And those old friends, I call them, that I relied on, comfort foods, party foods, happy foods, they all had to go, because there's something better than that little moment, that little momentary, I call momentary highs of eating that food, that little comfort food, and it's not comforting down the line. Yeah. It's the opposite of comforting down the line. So that's when I finally decided, I found a way of life. I am more aware than I've ever been of what constitutes good health, and I'm going to go back to school and get a master's degree in whole foods nutrition, so that I can be a credible source and tell other people, this is what happened for me. My body healed. I went for it with everything I had, and it paid off hugely, hugely. And it can for you too. It can pay off hugely.
Yeah, and it didn't pay off just for you in your health, in your career. I mean, it was because it was such a huge testimony that you were given a huge opportunity. And so tell us, well, first of all, I just find it interesting that you didn't like vegetables. No. And then what healed you was vegetables. Yes. And how was that process of you eating vegetables? Was it bad at first, or was it okay? Because so many people do complain about this, not liking vegetables or not able to add vegetables to their diet.
I didn't like them then.
But I just said
we're going for this. We're going for it because I'm going to consider this medicine. Yeah. And it doesn't taste that bad.
And then over time it gets better.
It got better and better, and then I developed a taste for them, and I found ways to make them taste better, seasonings and herbs and lemon juice and Vegenaise you can put on your veggies, and there's a lot of things you can do to jazz them up.
Pickle fermenting, Yeah, so that's interesting. And I hope you guys enjoyed that interview with the Juice Lady. It was so much fun doing that with her, and I really just wanted to record this with her so I can get this message out that there are natural ways to heal, guys. 3 months it took her of being able to juice, detoxify, and so I have been on that journey myself. I'm going to include some videos in the description box below about what I've done and some of the miracles that I have experienced from juicing as well. I have also a couple of videos I've done with her on juicing that I did before this video, so I will also include that in the description box below. Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed that first part. Stay tuned for the second one. We're going to release it next week. And yeah, if you have any questions, just leave them below. We would love to hear from you. Also have a group on Facebook called Step Into Your Healing. We'd love you to be a part of that community. Okay guys, love and blessings.